And the person who is helping him do that stood over Donald Trump in the White House today, thereby delivering a picture of presidential subservience, the likes of which we have never seen, the most powerless image of a president of the United States ever created by a camera. There it is. In that shot, Elon Musk is doing everything he possibly can to tell the world, without saying a word, that Donald Trump is not the boss of me. Donald Trump is the boss of the other adults in that shot, Stephen Miller and Will Scharf, and that's why they are following Donald Trump's lead on the dress code for the Oval Office, which is the same dress code that has existed for every previous president. The child was there as a power play by Elon Musk, demonstrating he can do whatever he wants in that room. When Donald Trump is your boss, you don't bring your kid into a business meeting with Donald Trump. And when Donald Trump is your boss, you don't talk more than Donald Trump in a business meeting with Donald Trump. Elon Musk spoke 3,666 words. Donald Trump spoke 2,487 words. Mike Pence never had a day like that in the Oval Office with Donald Trump. J.D. Vance will never have a day like that in the Oval Office with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is the boss of J.D. Vance. When the president speaks in the Oval Office, no one else does. Except today. Elon Musk interrupted Donald Trump when Donald Trump was speaking, and Elon Musk's 4-year-old child spoke while Donald Trump was speaking. And nothing could demonstrate the power of Elon Musk more than his child speaking while Donald Trump was speaking.
Come here, go to the moon. You must get into this thing and go to the moon together. We are not going to any moon with anyone. We are remaining here.
You know Elon Musk?
Yeah, the fool.
No, yeah. You know, he says when he became owner of X, you know, or what was Twitter, he said freedom of expression. So he says anything what he wants, but other people can't.
No,
so we are expressing our views, our feeling. You know, this is how we feel about stuff and everything else. I mean, I saw he criticized Julius Malema. I don't know why, and he calls Julius Malema an international criminal. I don't know what crime Julius Malema has committed, but Julius Malema has responded, I mean, as the AFF leader. But the point is, Elon Musk must learn to stay in his lane.
Here's my thing. You were born in South Africa. You were privileged. You lived a privileged life to be able to even go to the US and continue living a privileged life at one of the country's most powerful economies. And you left us in South Africa. You're very proud to say that you don't want to be associated with South Africa. So why now?
Yeah.
Stay out of it. Like, stay in the US.
In fact,
the situation right now in Pretoria CBD, the masses came out today.
Tech billionaire Elon Musk is calling for sanctions against EFF leader Julius Malema and wants him declared an international criminal. Musk believes that Malema has played a significant role in inciting calls for a white genocide. Malema responded to Musk, labeling him a typical racist, and expressed that he is unconcerned about the possibility of sanctions. This feud stems from years of conflict. But how did the South African opposition leader become a target for the world's richest person? And what are the implications? Well, Newsroom Africa's Kanita Hunter explains.
Julius Malema has for years been in the crosshairs of Afrikaans lobby groups like AfriForum over his public utterances about white people. His singing of the famous anti-apartheid song Dubula Ibunu, or Kill the Boer, has long been used as evidence that white people are under threat from Malema and his followers.
Kill the Boer! The farmer! Kill the Boer!
While AfriForum fought Malema through the courts, arguing that his singing of Dubula Ibunu was an instruction to kill white farmers, the group exported their outrage to the United States in 2018. lobbying American politicians and raising their ire on Fox News. Their cry? White Afrikaners were at risk of genocide.
So that's the title of the book as well, Kill the Boer, which is a very popular song, which is still being sung in South Africa. It was sung just the other day. So it's sung at political rallies, and of course Boer referring to a particular cultural group in South Africa.
Right.
We have songs like Shoot the Boer, which is a different song.
AfriForum's press tour in the US caught the attention of the president at the time, Donald Trump, who tweeted in August 2018, "I've asked Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to closely study the South African land and farm seizures and expropriations and the large-scale killing of farmers." Despite the High Court and the Supreme Court of Appeal both ruling that Dubula Ibunu was not an incitement to violence, AfriForum continued their campaign that white South Africans were under enormous threat. Enter Elon Musk. By 2023, his influence in US politics had grown, and he aligned himself with Trump's agenda. When clips of Malema singing Dubula Ibunu at an EFF rally circulated on social media, Musk weighed in, asserting that Malema was openly pushing for the genocide of white people in South Africa. At the time, Malema dismissed the world's richest man and called him an illiterate.
I must educate Elon Musk. Why must I educate Elon Musk? He looks like an illiterate. The only thing that protects him is his white skin.
Now, with Elon Musk's influence on Trump's second term in office firmly entrenched, South Africa's purported treatment of Afrikaners is back in the spotlight. Trump has signed an executive order cutting off all aid to South Africa in response to the Expropriation Act and has made allowance for Afrikaners to seek refuge in the US. But that's not enough for Musk. He wants Malema to face immediate sanctions. Malema appears unbothered, saying he would not stop fighting for black people to be equal to white people. Musk's crusade against South Africa is based on persisting misinformation and an overstating of Malema's influence on South Africans. But he wields enormous power over the US executive. Given Trump's recent actions against South Africa, many believe Musk's view on Malema may lead to official US action. Whether or not Malema is sanctioned will expose how much influence Musk has on the White House.
Hello friends, welcome to the farm. Wow, I don't know if you guys had a look, if you've seen the Elon Musk Julius Malema argument, the two of them giving each other stick. Elon Musk is saying that Julius Malema will be declared an international criminal for his hate speech. Is directed at white people, and he will off the head of whiteness, all that kind of stuff, that racist, hatred, murderous talk. And then also that other little funny little chap from was it Black Lives Matter or Black Land First? I think it's Black Land, something like that. Can't remember. He's insignificant anyway, but his hatred and his murderous talk as well has been brought into the limelight, and these guys are now being labeled as international criminals. So the world is seeing it for what it is. Finally, we've been saying it for years. 2025, things are coming to the forefront. The hatred and the apartheid. Everyone's been talking about apartheid the last few years. The apartheid system has never died. It's just changed hands. And if you take it that in the old apartheid there were 48 race-based laws, there's now 116 race-based laws. The Americans already hate BE, this black economic empowerment, affirmative action, all that kind of stuff. They hate it because it's so damaging to your economy and to your people. It breaks people down. And so that's why they're against it, and they're standing with us for a change, or with the people that are against it. So we're hoping logic will prevail, and finally people will be treated in fairness. and they'll stop all this nonsense. I'm going to have to maybe cut comments on this, because I know there's a lot of people in my friends list that are a little bit on the left side, and I've got a couple of attorneys in there, and you know, attorneys don't see right or wrong, they just see whether they can win the argument or not. So I'm not, and they like the practice, having arguments, and I'm tired of arguing with attorneys. So I'm going to switch my comments off on this. I just wanted to get it out there. If you want to go look at something interesting, go Google Elon Musk, Julius Malema. It's going to be fun. Listen. Justice!
This is my last message addressed to the people of South Africa. I, without qualification, apologize for the pain and the hurt and the indignity and the damage that apartheid has done to black, brown and Indians in South Africa. I do so not only in my capacity as the former leader of the National Party, but also as an individual. My conversion, to which I refer, didn't end with the admission to myself of the total unacceptability of apartheid. It motivated us in the National Party to take the initiatives we took. From the time that I became leader of the National Party, and more specifically during my presidency. The road forward is a difficult one. But I firmly believe that if we take hands, and if all the reasonable people in South Africa put their heads together, we can overcome the challenges we face, and we can fulfill the tremendous potential that South Africa has.
Do you accept that?
My brother, when the white people came here and took our land, they didn't come and take our land as an individual. They took it as settlers and then pushed us to a land that is not even productive and made us to stay like sardines in congested environments with no economic opportunities. It is white people who must be ashamed of what they've done to us. You cannot turn tables now and want to blame me for the crimes committed by white people. It is a white regime that killed children in 1976. It is the white regime that killed children in the 80s and in the early 90s. It is white people who engaged in the wars of dispossession and forcefully took our land and our cows. Why can't you take responsibility? Why can't you for once just say sorry for the crimes we've committed against you? Why do you want to become victims when we are the biggest victims here? When we have lost everything? When we as black people remain a traumatized nation? A nation that doesn't know what the future holds for them. At least you are guaranteed the future. At least you know if it doesn't work for you here, you can go somewhere else. We've got nowhere to go. And then you come here and want to accuse me, a victim of racism, of being a racist. It's a huge insult, not only to me, but to black people. Madiba coerced us into reconciling with people who have never been one with. That was a myth. It is unrealistic. You can't reconcile if you've never been together. You never came here with an intention to be with us. You came here with an intention to conquer us.
See,
and we remain conquered.
You using this term you, and this is detached from reality. You want to say that you, me, white people,
you
are the same as people from 1652, from 350 years ago.
You are the same.
You want to say it's the same.
You are the same. You are the same.
There's something, the claim is a very simple one, that the way that we deal with things in the justice system is we don't ask someone, are you a member of a particular race? Has that race committed crimes? Yes, that race has committed crimes, therefore you are liable for those crimes. The way that we deal with things in court is we say, did you, as an individual, commit that crime? Are you a murderer? If you are a murderer because of what you did as an individual, we hold you liable. We don't say,